Hey, beautiful. What happens when you had your whole life planned out, but life throws you completely off course? Mapalo Mulenga shares her story of almost dropping out of university, then finding healing in self-love. You are listening to the Africana Woman podcast. I'm your host, Chulu. Every week, I ask an Africana woman to invite us into her home to give us a snapshot into what happens behind her closed doors. I hope you would join me on this journey of discovery, revelation, and self-awareness. I'm not going to lie, it may become uncomfortable sometimes. However, I encourage you to push past your unease and challenge yourself to think differently. The simple act of expanding yourself to receive the unknown may be transformational for you. If you're new to the Africana Woman podcast, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss all of this goodness that we share every week. We have a podcast hotline, and that means that you can send us a message and tell us what your favorite episode is and why. And also let us know, who do you want to be on the podcast, or what topics should we be talking about? So the number is +260978470395. You can also find it in the show notes. And this is a WhatsApp line. So that means that you can send us a voice note. You can send us just a simple message. So get in touch. We want to hear from you. I love today's episode because we will hear from a young entrepreneur who is still in university, but she is making waves. Now, not to give too much of her story away, I just wanted to let you know why her story resonates with me. I think, we all I think we get to, high school, and we start making plans. This is what I want. I'm going to be doing this by this age. You start mapping out your whole life, and then you begin to start living this life. You're adulting, hey? And guess what? Sometimes things kind of get out of control, and you couldn't even have imagined that would have happened to you, right? So what do you do in that moment? At first it is so disorienting when you're thrown off the path that you thought you would walk. I think what you do next basically can make or break you. So here is my conversation with Mapalo Mulenga on A Taste of Culture. A Taste of Culture on Africana Woman. This is her story in her voice. Mapalo Mulenga is a 22-year-old fourth-year student studying pharmacy at University of Zambia. She is an aspiring entrepreneur that owns a natural hair care and beauty brand. Mapalo is keenly interested in self-development and becoming your best self. She firmly believes in women bettering themselves and achieving their goals. I am so excited to have Mapalo on the Africana Woman podcast. She is one of the Africana Woman visionaries, and I'm very, very excited that she said yes to be a guest. Mapalo, welcome.
Thank you, Chulu. I'm so excited to be here. Very, very excited. You have no idea.
Okay, so let's start with an easy question. What is your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory. My favorite childhood memory is my dad's farm has a pond behind it. And I would love to go there every Sunday around 10 to 11 just to watch how calm the water is. And I would feel peace at that moment. And I think that's one of my favorite moments. I would feel a sense of peace and tranquility and, be one with nature. Those are like one of my favorite Sunday morning moments. Yeah, I think.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's nice. So, my dear, I must say, congratulations on getting to your fourth year studying pharmacy. I'm sure it has not been easy.
No, it hasn't. Thank you so much. It has been very tough and challenging, like very challenging, I might say. But yeah, you keep pushing through one year at a time. And here I am, fourth year, graduating next year.
Yeah, well done. So I find it interesting that you are studying pharmacy and then you also have a natural hair care and beauty brand. It almost feels like they're in conflict. So how did you come up with that?
Uh, okay, my love for hair products started the first COVID break. We when COVID first hit, we were on break for I think about 3 months, and I didn't know what to do with my hair at that point. I was stuck. I couldn't go out and go buy products in town. There was like strict lockdown at home, so I had to improvise. I went online and did my research, and I found ways to make products in my own home. So I think that's where my love for hair product making hair products started. But I can't say it's they're actually in conflict, because in pharmacy we do have a portion, pharmaceutics and formulating products like lotions and all that. So I think I can say I kind of marry the two. So
Uh, yeah, that makes sense. So when you graduate, what are your plans?
I really don't have plans at the moment of what I would do specifically. I've been thinking about it, of whether I should go into the pharmacy industry, or I should go into the cosmetic industry. I'm still trying to figure everything out, and I hope by next year I'll have it all figured out.
Well, I mean, this year is it's a challenging one, right? Because you want to make sure that you graduate. So I'd say, just take your time with it. I think things unfold in the way that they're supposed to, and eventually you will find what sits naturally with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
you mentioned, a difficult period where, school was closed for 3 months. Tell me about what that experience was. Apart from, not being able to go out and get your hair products, how were you doing mentally and emotionally?
I was in an emotional rut at that point, because I had just started feeling pharmacy. Okay, when I started pharmacy in second year, it wasn't my first choice. I wanted to get into medicine, and then I got into pharmacy. So my entire second year was me hating the program, but third year was me trying to accept. And then here comes COVID and messes up everything. So I have to now start to adjust to the home life, and now making sure I set boundaries at home and say, no, look, I can't do this because I have class and all that stuff. I can say it was really hard for me on my mental health. It really drained me. And I think that's why I started making hair products, because that was like my escape route.
So when you're saying it really drained you, how did it affect the way that you were relating with people?
It did. At some point I became isolated and moody, and I just wanted to be I needed a break, like a timeout, to just um pause for a second. I remember telling myself I need the world to slow down, just like pause for a second, so that I pick everything up, like I gather everything, and so that my brain can process what's going on, because so many things were going on at that point. So it was very challenging, and the work didn't slow down for me. So I had to just carry on, move on, and pick up the few strings that were dangling right there.
Mm,
So yeah.
yeah. So I guess my question would be around when you didn't get into medicine and you got pharmacy instead, was there something did you think of yourself in a particular way, or what was it that made you hate the particular course that you were doing?
All my life I've been told, okay, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to do medicine. I wanted to be a doctor. If you asked me, oh, what do you want to be? I'll be like, oh, I want to be a doctor. I would picture myself, as a surgeon. I would watch Grey's Anatomy, all those things. So I was fully invested in medicine. I had no idea that pharmacy existed until first year. I had a few mental struggles in the first year. First year was really tough for me, so I couldn't make the points to get into med school. So I had to pick like the second best, which was pharmacy. And I even tried to maybe appeal to go into medicine, like try to see if I could be pushed to medicine, but then everyone just told me, no, just do pharmacy. So here I was in a program. I had no idea. It's like I had no idea. I didn't even know anything about the program. So I was clueless. I didn't have any information on pharmacies. I was just there like wondering, like the whole second year, I'd be like, I would have been studying better. I would have been studying this. I'd have been studying to be a doctor, but here I am. So I felt out of balance. It's like you have so many plans for your life and then everything changes in just the second. So I think that's why I found it really hard second year to accept that I was in pharmacy.
It sounds like in a sense your confidence took a hit, right? Because you for a long time your mind was set on that one thing, so to do medicine and all of that, and then it's like, oh, okay, the path has changed. What do I do with myself, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So tell us about, what was your healing journey? How did you come out of this the mental stress that you were going through?
Okay, I had to hit rock bottom for me to reach that stage. On top of not being in pharmacy and not wanting to be there, I actually failed a few courses. I failed one course and I had to it was that bad. I failed one course, so I had to retake it. And then they told me there was a mix up in the system and it reflected as failed again. So I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to quit school right here. And I would just find something else to do. I think let me take a year off and all that. I was even planning to tell my mom, like, okay, I need a year off because I'm at this, like, this is not good for me emotionally. It is not good for me mentally. So I'm on scholarship. So I was thinking, I've lost my scholarship, I have lost my room, I have lost everything. I have to start from scratch. So I remember just, I came across Les Brown. He is a motivational speaker, and I would just listen to his motivational teachings without really without really thinking about it. It was just like my escape. It's like watching a movie in the background. So his voice would just be like there in the background. So I remember crying one day. I was crying my eyes out. I was like, you know what? I feel like my life is over right now. I just want to stop everything. I don't care what happens at this point. And he said something that really, really caught my attention. And it was, when you hit rock bottom, fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. And I was looking up at the moment. I was like, okay, you know what? This is not the end of the road. This is not the end of the road. I can still pick up. I'll retake the course again, and if it's coming back, maybe after a year to go and starting everything over again, I will do that. But that was just like my mental change, like my shift. The actual hard work started after that. I was like, okay, I will write down things that I want, things that I will, okay, at least things I want to change. So I was like, okay, I am going to retake this course. I'm going to try to start loving pharmacy. Try to start loving pharmacy, and I will deal with my mental health. I love reading books, but at that point I stopped completely reading books because I didn't want to be I didn't want to be connected to my emotions. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go back to reading books. Oh no, you know what? I'm going to just start investing in. I'll start doing the things that I love, because at that point I realized that I had completely stopped everything. It was just me. When your life is on autopilot and you're just doing everything, if you just wake up, do whatever you're supposed to do and go to bed. And that was like my life for the past maybe 3 months. So I decided, okay, I will now start at least be intentional with my life. And I listened to a lot of motivational speakers. I feel like they helped me. Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Ronessa Brown, like all these really helped me kind of get back into that good, and actually made me realize that I need to be self-aware. I need to start working with on my inner self. So that's where everything started. And then after that, I just take everything one step at a time. And yeah.
Well, I think that's beautiful, because that's something I like to talk about in terms of making change an option, right?
Yeah.
Because before, you were so focused on, oh, I don't like this program. Oh, my dreams have, of being in medicine have come to an end. So I just don't like this program. And it was just a constant cycle of negative thoughts. But then in that moment when you heard Les Brown say that fall on your back and look up, right? That's when you decided that change was an option. And then what I also really liked about what you said is, the hard work came afterwards. Because I think a lot of people think that, oh, okay, just because maybe I'm going to think differently, then it will just magically happen. Like I will just magically be in a more positive mood and things like that. But as you were saying, that you had to be intentional, you had to go and find the resources. So listening to, all those different motivational speakers, and then also, reflecting within yourself to say, okay, what does it look like? What could my life look like if I liked this program? How can I make my life happy and not just be, operating like a robot on autopilot and all of that? So I think that is so, so important for people to catch, that you made change an option and then you went and took the actions necessary to get to the next stage. Now, I am just very curious, really, as a university student that is in the School of Medicine, in that particular field, are there no facilities in terms of counseling and things like that?
At Ridgeway, okay, it's there. It's connected to UTH. But I personally feel like the procedure is so tedious, because you're treated like a patient and a student. Okay, I haven't really followed up, but main campus, I actually did some counseling. Like I said, first year was also hard for me. So there's a counseling center at main campus, Unza. So I actually sat down with a therapist there for, I think we did 2 sessions, and it really helped. I remember telling her, no, I feel like I'm going to fail my exams. I don't think I actually told her, I don't think I'm going to get into medicine. And she was like, okay, just take it one step at a time. Write your exams first, because that was before the exams. Write your exams first, then you conclude. And after I wrote my exams, I was crying. I'm like, I was right, it was hard. And she was like, okay, wait for the results to come out, and then you decide. You will decide. Don't make the situation worse than it actually is. But I didn't. I was supposed to have a follow up. I didn't follow up due to some personal reasons, and I wish I had continued. And another thing I would love to address is that we need, if there's any therapist out there, most of the time students really want to take therapy and really want to actually, have some counsel, some coaching, someone to just guide them. But most of these therapists are expensive. And the last time I checked, the therapist was like 400, 500 per session. I'm like, I'm a student, I can't afford. So if there's any therapist that was interested, there are a lot of students here that really would love therapy. And I think at an affordable price, if you can just make it maybe 100 kwacha per session, or, or even just come up with a plan, it would really be helpful to us students because we go through so much stress. And it's like we're expected to juggle life and school at the same time. As you know, life happens and school happens as well. So sometimes we put our mental health on the background, on the back burner. By the time you're noticing that your mental health is really bad, it's bad, you hit rock bottom. So I think it would be really helpful to all students out there if we had like therapists that are in an affordable range, that are just like specified in the niche of students. Students and school pupils, it would be really helpful.
That's like a whole business that you've put out there. You might want to consider that, huh?
Unfortunately, I'm not in that field, but if I have been interested.
You don't have to be in the field. You just have to be a manager. That's all you need to do.
I think I will think about it. It makes sense. It does.
Like, you just need to find the people. You tell them, yeah, the administrator, they are the ones that will be administering the sessions. Girl, I'm just saying, Anyway, so what brought you to Africana Women Visionaries?
Well, you are the first. The thing that caught my eye was the fact that I've been ever since I got into the entrepreneurship side business, I had been watching so many coaches, and they were all America, UK, they're all in the diaspora. And I think I was praying to God. I'm like, God, if I could find someone in Africa, it doesn't even have to be Zambia, but it has to be Africa. So, and then coincidentally, that same week, I saw your post. It was a free masterclass. I think a free workshop.
Yeah, it was the Audit Your Business workshop.
Yeah, it was a free workshop, and I was like, okay. And she's Zambian. And I clicked right there. I remember I was writing my exams during that free workshop. And yes, I was writing my exams, and I just decided, you know what, I am going to attend. I don't care. I don't care. I am going to attend. And yeah, I attended and I fell in love, like the environment, the vibe, I just fell in love with everyone there. It was very helpful. It's really what helped me gain the confidence to actually boost my business and start it. Because that time I was like, oh, I have these ideas, but I don't know if people are going to buy. And then I met Africana Women Visionaries, and I was like, okay, thank God, has been my prayer all along. And I'm so happy because there's not there's so many information out there concerning business and how to start a business, but there is not much information when it comes to Zambia. Like in Zambia, like it's different. Each country is different. Each country operates different. So you guys were the only ones in Zambia I could find at that point. So that's how I got connected.
But can I just tell the audience, like, your business is one, like, so cute. Like, I just love following like your WhatsApp status and your Instagram. Like, you have such a classy way of presenting your products that I'm just like, oh, she is so good at this. I can't wait to see where you're going.
Yeah, I have big plans for my business, so just stay tuned and you will see.
Well, tell us a little bit about your business.
We are a natural hair care brand, and we provide organic, natural organic products. These are chemical-free products, oils, hair butters, and cute accessories, scrunchies, satin bonnets, and many more to come. So we're just in the starting phase, setting up the foundation, and yeah. And I'll be launching my oils this month. My hair growth Ayurveda oils will be coming this month. Yeah. So
Nice. Well done. I can't wait. Of course, I will support in whatever way. But I was telling you, like the scrunchies, like I don't have hair, guys.
you don't have to have hair. You know the fashion statement.
So pretty.
You can do this. Look, I have done this.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah, so you can use that.
You see, you should be posting such pictures so that we also get ideas. Because I love them. They look so pretty. And then I'm like, but then where am I going to wear it on this bald head of mine? But anyway.
Yeah, you can actually put it on your hair bandana. Yeah. I have actually collabed with someone who would take pictures and help me because I feel like I'm a one-woman show. So some of the I have actually told someone to help me take pictures and style inspo. So that will be coming in maybe after next week.
Well done. All right. Yeah. So tell me, what is the difference from like how you are feeling now and where you are right now mentally in terms of the way that you think of yourself in comparison to back then?
One thing I would say, I am happier. I am happier. I am more confident, and I'm so proud of myself. I feel like I'm my own best friend right now. Like I give myself pep talks. I'm like, yeah, girl, you know. So that's one of the differences. I have seen so much significant difference because before I was very negative. I was rude. I was, just you could tell that this person is like in a bad mental state and everything. I wouldn't see, sometimes you have to see the positive in everything. I would see everything negative, even if it's positive. So that's the state of mind I was at when I started. But now I remember a week ago I was taking a walk and I was just like, oh, look at the trees, look at the sun, look at the flowers. Oh, there's a bird. And I was like, who is this person? And that wasn't me before. So it actually makes me, I now see beauty. It's easy for me to make myself happy when there's something like my happiness now is not is not, how can I put it? My happiness is not influenced by other people's decisions, what happens outside. Like my happiness now is just like my happiness. Even if something bad happens in my like outside, I would still find a way to like, okay, take a breather, like pause and just like, this is not the end of the world. And I'd be there giving myself a pep talk. That's the Mapalo now compared to then.
Yes, girl. Yes. I like it. And who is this person? Yeah.
So you do feel like a different person after, not at the end, I can't say at the end of your healing journey, but during your healing journey, you do see this difference. You feel like, okay. And I would advise whoever is on their healing journey to take notes, write down like who you were, like just write down what you're feeling. And when you look back, you'll be like, this was my thought process then. And now, you can actually tell the difference. So that would help you know that you're making progress. So always keep a journal.
Yeah, I love journals. Do you think the people around you have noticed a difference? Like your mom, maybe?
Yes. Since they're family, they won't actually say it, but they they actually said that I acted like I was on drugs because I was so happy and I'm this like noisemaker in the house. Now I'm like making everyone happy. So they're like, oh, why are you acting like you're so high? You act like high. So yeah, they have noticed. Even my roommates are like, oh, you know what? I'm actually liking this new you because I'm now more organized. It's like once you just work on one part of your life, it's kind of starts to spread and snowball into every other part of your life. So I have noticed now I'm more organized when it comes to like school. Yes, it's stressful, but I'm calm. I'm like, okay, I can feel the stress, but I have a system that will work for this. So you become more organized, you have some more self control, more self discipline, and it's just, yeah.
No, that is amazing. Oh, Mapalo, we have almost come to the end. So,
Okay.
in the Africana women community, we have a saying which is know your roots, grow your purpose. And I have some questions that I ask everybody. Are you ready?
Yeah, I hopefully.
Don't be nervous. Okay, so the first question, what are you rooted to?
um, I'd say, okay, in what line?
Anything, whatever comes to your mind. Like
The first
what?
is
What's the first thing that came to your mind?
God, because I
Mhm.
wouldn't be here without Him. So that's like I'm rooted in my relationship with Him. And I feel like that's the best foundation any person can ever have. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So, what are your favorite ways to nourish your mind, your body, and your soul?
I will start with my body. I love to bling up and dress up. And just like, self care, have like a good self care routine, take the bubble bath and all that. And yeah, that's for the body. And for my soul, I have this system where I spend 30 minutes with God every day. So that has really helped me like nourish my soul. And for my mind, motivational speakers, podcasts, Africana Women Visionary podcast, of course, and reading.
Awesome. Then, do you have a weakness that has now become your superpower?
uh, Imposter syndrome is my weakness. I usually feel like, okay, everyone is doing better than me. Like, okay, every time I do something, I never really want to get credit for it because I feel like an imposter at some point. But I recently realized, it came to my realization that it's actually my biggest strength because I get to, it makes me a perfectionist. So everything I do, I make sure it's 120% perfect. So that it's even helped me grow my business because I'm always striving for better. I'm always striving for more. Yeah.
Like that. And then the final question is what do you know as a certainty?
What I know as a certainty is God always comes through. That is just like I know for a fact that He always comes through.
Awesome. Okay, Mapalo, please let the audience know how do they get in touch with you? How do they see what is happening in your business and how do they buy stuff from you? Tell us what are your contact details and yeah, if there's any project you're working on.
Okay. Actually, my business name is Queen Main Beauty, and it helps you feel like a queen in your natural hair. So style your hair, fix your crown. That's my saying. And you can find my Instagram handle is actually Queen Main Beauty, and so is my Facebook handle. And on my Instagram, there's a link to my WhatsApp, my direct WhatsApp line, a link to a link. So you can get there. You can actually, I'd advise people to get my WhatsApp number, because that's where there's quick and efficient. If you want quick response and hair consultations, I give hair consultations on the side as well. Yeah, I give hair consultations. So those are just like, you feel free to come and interact with me concerning hair. And I've built a community on Instagram, so feel free to join the community on Instagram. We are very friendly and we talk about hair and everything, you know. As well as the next project is my Ayurveda hair oil, which will be launching this month. I don't know the date, but the date will be announced on my Instagram. And yeah.
That is awesome. I am so happy that you took time to come and talk to us about your journey of self love and healing. I think it's so important for people to hear that it's possible. Sometimes we're thinking like, oh, I'm alone. I'm the only one who feels like this. I'm the only one who's going through this. But when we hear stories like yours, then we say, oh, okay, but she's doing good now. Like she made it out because she did X, Y, Z. You know what I mean? So I think your story is very, very important and very, very powerful. And I'm so grateful that you were able to share it. And thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been a wonderful experience.
Come back to taste more culture on the next episode of Africana Woman. What happened to Mapalo could happen to anyone and at any age. You were so sure you would get a certain job or be married by a certain age or have children when you settled down, and the list goes on and on. You thought you had your whole life planned out, but the reality looks like nothing you wrote down. What do you do in those moments? Do you have a woe is me attitude? Or do you accept and embrace who you are becoming? Maybe you were pushed off the track because your dream was too small, and you didn't even think of the things you were capable of. Look at Mapalo. No, she didn't get into medicine, but now she is in pharmacy and running a budding cosmetics business that marries well with her studies. A business that helps women be proud of their natural hair. This wasn't even a thought before she was thrown off track. Now she is empowering so many women to fix their crown. You may be disappointed right now, but try changing your perspective. Make change an option. Now, for our newest addition to the show. Marketeers, we're all selling something, so why not be the best? Get tips to fix your marketing slips. Guys, I really want you to go and see Queen Main Beauty. Mapalo really has an eye for how she presents her products in a way that is pleasing. I know so many of you who are listening have got amazing businesses, but your presentation can be improved. So if you are selling a physical product, there are 3 things that I want you to stop doing. Number 1, taking pictures at night. Like, I just don't get it. It's dark. We can barely see what you've made. Stop taking pictures at night. Number 2, taking pictures of your products in random places, like by the kitchen sink next to dirty dishes, in the garage next to tools and oil. Like, what are you doing, babes? What are you doing? Taking pictures with your phone. Yes, I said it. Look, you have to sell someone a dream. They have to be able to see themselves using your product. It has to be a fantasy. So what you should be doing is, 1, use natural light, natural sunlight to take your pictures. Number 2, place your product in the context with which someone will use it. Number 3, get professional pictures. Please, I beg, do not say you don't have money for a photographer. You heard Mapalo. She is doing a barter system. She made an arrangement with a photographer. She made a way. Plus, when you sell more products because you've got professional pictures, then you will definitely get a return on your investment. Please get a professional photographer. That's it for today. Please make your products look divine. Catch more Marketeers tips next week. And it's a wrap. Please find Mapalo on Instagram at Queen Main Beauty. Let her know you heard her on the Africana Woman podcast and give her her roses. Hey, if you have been looking for a supportive community of entrepreneurs, come join the Africana Woman Visionaries. You can find the link in the show notes. Thank you so much for being a listener. I really do appreciate you. And make sure that you subscribe, rate, and review the show. This really helps us to get the show out to more African queens. I am very easy to find. My playground is Instagram, so just look for Chulu by Design. Until next week, know your roots, grow your purpose.